bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Every day and every night, every night. Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna know.
Peaches on the tree. We got Apollo and Indy.
Hello YouTube. Today we're going to talk about how to prune this 5-year-old peach tree that has grown in a vertical fashion instead of a horizontal fashion, which is more desirable. Today is March 1st, and that's a good time to prune your peach trees in growing zone 7. You always want to prune before your tree starts to bud and make flowers. What you need to do with a peach tree is try and get it in a V shape, get it more horizontal than vertical, so that you get light, sun, and air into the center of the tree for fruit production.
And to cut down on mold growth and other pestilence.
First of all, we're going to mark our limbs with a piece of chalk. So I'm going to mark them so that you can see what I'm doing. This limb right here is growing straight up in the center, and we don't need that. We want to open this up, as I said. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut that all off right there. And this one as well back here, so that this would be open in the center here. Anything growing straight vertical you do not want. You can cut them all out.
It's kind of like a sucker on a tomato plant, right?
Exactly.
It'll also allow it to dry easier in the middle so it doesn't get moldy, but it'll still, it'll still get water on the outside.
Sun into the center of the tree.
And water to the bottom too, to the roots.
Light and air. You need that for good fruit production. So you're going to take all of these inside vertical branches off.
A good example of what you want are these lower ones that are growing completely horizontal on the bottom. Another reason why we're going to cut off the center branches is, see this little, like, it's almost like a gummy sap that has formed last year, but we had way too much growth on it and it was getting wet and it was actually like infecting the tree. So now we're going to clear it out properly so it doesn't happen again. Like we said, this tree is about 5 years old now and it's already about 15 feet high. So
yeah, your peach tree should only be as high as you can reach to pick peaches on. Everything in here comes off. Everything growing in towards the center comes off.
You want to show them on the other tree? This is our other peach tree, and this one has grown center trunk about 1 foot high and then went into immediate V, as you can see.
There's not as much that needs to be pruned off this tree as the other one, the first one, because it's already in the correct formation.
Yeah, it's called an open center.
Right.
The center of the tree is open.
And you also don't want any branches that are crossed or touching one another. You cut with your cutters, you want to clean the blades off with regular rubbing alcohol to get rid of any diseases that could be transferred from tree to tree or growing there last year. Nice and clean. I have pruners, large loppers for the large branches. I also have a brand new Fiskars.
We are not sponsored by Fiskars, but if you want to send us free stuff, go right ahead.
A brand new Fiskars pruning saw. There we are. That's for...
It probably has oil on it right now because it's brand new.
Yes, it does. You can see it. That's a totally vertical
center branch. And you get it as close to the bottom as possible.
There we go. This is Steve, my cutter here. We're going to take this one out, Steve.
Close as you can to the tree. Leave no nubs or stubs. See any dead, cut that off as well. Keep disease from getting into the tree.
Oh, it's very thick.
So you want to cut down the knot. All these branches that are growing straight up, we're going to cut off so it starts growing horizontally. Cutting it right at the knuckle so it has more chance to shoot out new shoots, growing in the positive way that we're trying to get it to grow. Leaving a little bit at the bottom of the knuckle so that I can shoot out new shoots.
And then we're going to possibly have to train them to grow horizontally using either like a rope or like a little...
Trying to cut
Spreader.
Yeah, a little gusset spreader.
Trying to keep it around the same height all the way around. We're going to cut this off right here because it's diseased.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel like we're maiming this beautiful tree, but it's already massive.
That's the disease. Cut all stuff out like that. That will just cause further disease and insects down the road.
Always cut above the nodule. See this nodule? You cut above this so that that's where the new shoots will come out.
It's like a little bud on the branch. You cut above that, yeah, the growth will come from that. So you want to always save that, cut right above it.
There's usually one on each side, about every inch apart. One's on this side, one's on this side, one's on this side, one's on this side. They will eventually, these will eventually grow out like this, which then will in turn turn to these. And then so on and so forth. As you can see, the tree's already starting to shoot out buds.
Okay, you need to take 6 inches or so off of each end. This has got to, we'll do it below here. You don't want any vertical growth.
All the vertical ones.
All these do is take energy away from the tree, so you want to get rid of anything there.
It's always nice when you have the whole family out here working together. We even have John farting in the video. I'm gonna turn the volume up on that one. I'm gonna amp up the volume so you can hear.
What that politician say it was when he did it?
Oh yeah, we were sliding the mug across the table.
No, it was the sticks picking. I was picking the sticks up. That's what made the noise.
Yeah, that's it.
It wasn't me fart.
As well as cut these dead ones off.
Don't be afraid to take off the branches because many more will come back in the spring, especially now that you trimmed them. Comes the foreman. How are we doing, Apollo? Apollo, we doing a good job? Looks lovely, doesn't it? Stephen Hiders. Look at the camera. Give any last words of advice or anything?
Yeah. Well, and then
Always grows the trees. Don't smoke the trees.
and the peach trees are supposed to be fertilized with a 10-10-10 fertilizer.
Compost poop
You should
at the
put-
bottom.
You should fertilize the peach trees in April and then again in late June. with a good 10-10-10 fertilizer. You dig holes around the perimeter of the outer edge of the trees, about 4 or 6 inches deep, and you fill them with granular fertilizer all the way around the tree. And then do that again in June before they actually set fruit. And thank you for being with us today. Good luck with your peach tree.
Why don't you tell the viewers what we're doing over there?
I am putting my first round of peach tree fertilizer in. I have this tree fertilizer.
We're not sponsored by them, so we're gonna blur the name out.
And
Just fruit tree fertilizer.
you're digging holes all the way around the outer perimeter of the tree and putting some fertilizer in there in March.
End of
and
March.
then again in May.
All right.
To feed your fruit tree, you get the maximum amount of fruit.
Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling?